Hey guys, I'm Michael Pendley, Realtree Timber to Table. For me, wild game has been as much part of the hunt as the hunt itself since I was a kid. I always look forward to that chicken fried backstrap breakfast that we would have, fried rabbit. Those were some of my favorite family meals, and that's kind of stuck with me over the years. I'm all about cooking wild game now. When we go to hunt camps, I'm usually the chief cook and bottle washer for most of the camp, constantly coming up with new recipes. One of my favorite things to do is sometimes we'll go to a restaurant and have a really good meal, and I'll immediately come home and try to recreate that meal using wild game. So many people get stuck in a rut. They've got 2 or 3 wild game recipes that they use, and they'll cook those over and over, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you've got a recipe you really like, cook it as often as you like. But don't be afraid to get out and be a little adventurous with your wild game. Try some new stuff, try some different sauces, try some new techniques. You can use wild game just like you can use beef or pork or chicken in those same recipes. So if you've got a recipe you like from a cookbook or from a restaurant, try making it with wild game, see if you don't like that just as much or maybe even better. We go to hunt camps, and I'm way more concerned about everybody enjoying the food and everybody being well fed for the entire camp. You can't always control the weather. You can't always control how good the hunting is or how bad the hunting is, but you can always make good food. And recipes like these that we're doing today, they're easy to do. Anybody can do them. You can take them to your hunt camp, make them for your friends and family. Family, that's a big part of hunt camp. My wife and I, we've got 3 kids. We all hunt. We'll go out to hunt camp on our family farm. Sometimes we'll stay for 3 or 4 days. Sometimes we'll stay for a week or more. Everybody pitches in. We cook over the open fire. We cook on the grills. We don't eat the same thing every night. Every now and then, we might even do hot dogs over the fire, but you can guarantee that we're going to have some pretty good food mixed into that too. And these recipes are easy to do for anybody. Go to Realtree.com, check out the Timber to Table. There's a ton of recipes on there. Print those out, take them to hunt camp with you, and try some new stuff every now and then. A lot of people are kind of intimidated by wild game. They think it's going to be dry and stringy and tough, and they think it's going to be too strong, and none of those things are really true. One thing that you want to be really careful about is not overcooking wild game. It is lean, it's great for you, but you don't have that little bit of padding that you do on domestic beef or pork where it's a little fattier. So if you overcook the wild game, it can get a little dry. So take care not to overcook it, or use recipes that are long, slow simmers so that it breaks down. Either way, it's great. Don't be intimidated to try a new recipe. All the recipes that we've done here today and all the ones on Timber to Table, they're easy for anybody to do. Just get out and try it. They don't use a lot of fancy equipment. They don't use a lot of fancy ingredients. You can find all this stuff at your local grocery if you don't already have it in your pantry. But get out and just try some wild game and experiment with it a little bit. Get out of your comfort zone. And I think you'll really enjoy the results. So people ask me a lot, you can't buy wild game at the store, at least not true wild game. You can buy a domestic version, and that's okay, if you want to try that. But the best way to do it if you don't hunt is go find a friend that hunts, and I'll just about guarantee you that they're going to want to share some of their wild game with you. And take it home, give it a try. If you've got some steaks, grill them to a nice medium rare medium with one of your favorite grill recipes. You can always do a chicken fried backstrap. It's hard to go wrong with that. Any of these type of recipes are easy to do, even for someone who's never cooked wild game before. And I tell you, here lately, it's not like it used to be. Used to, families would grow up and the grandfather or grandmother would hunt, the mom and dad would hunt, and that just passed on down to the kids. But we don't see that a lot anymore. But what we are seeing a lot of are new hunters getting into the sport just because they want the wild game. They're looking for an additive-free, hormone-free protein. and wild game fits that bill perfectly. So we're seeing a lot of new hunters get into the sport just for the game meat itself. And trying some of these recipes, it's a great way to get into cooking your own wild game and starting to develop your own recipes. One of my favorite wild game meals, especially when I was a kid, is my family was big rabbit hunters. We always had beagles. Dad would always take up vacation during rabbit season. And we'd go out on a Sunday morning with my grandfather, my dad, all my uncles, a bunch of cousins, me and my brother. We'd all go out on a half-day rabbit hunt, and we'd come back in, and Mom would have a huge breakfast cooked. Usually it had either fried venison backstrap or fried rabbit, you know, scrambled eggs, biscuits, the whole works. And we'd all sit around crammed into the kitchen and talk about the hunt and eat breakfast. And that's one of my favorite wild game memories to this day. One thing that is kind of missing in today's world, you know, everybody's in a hurry, everything's fast paced, and people don't take the time to sit around the dinner table anymore and have dinner as a family. And food, you know, it's a great way to sit around and share your day, share your thoughts, and, you know, just communicate with each other, sit at the kitchen table and have a good meal. And you know, to me, that's what food's all about. It's just being able to share with your family, being able to share with your friends, and just kind of taking it easy and winding down a little bit from the day and getting off, you know, getting out of the rat race for a little while and slowing down and enjoying some family time. And, you know, if it's wild game or not, you know, just take some time, spend some time with the ones you love, and enjoy a good meal together.